Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the episode 8 of Mondo Cool Podcast. Let's hear it.
Mondo Cool.
Cool. Hey, we out here. We made it.
Live every Tuesday.
Live every Tuesday on Twitch, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Tune in. Make sure you're here. You get all the exclusive content, all the fun, all the good shit. So come through.
Yeah.
We're basically everyday struggle on Complex, except we like each other.
Facts. That's real.
You know, come on down.
That's
hang
too
out with
real.
the boys.
Wow.
It's your boy, Mark Lane, a.k.a. Some Black Kid 87. And to my left, we have...
Enrique.
Enrique.
You got Enrique, Switch Enrique, Fun Enrique.
Mumble Rap Enrique.
Mumble Rap Enrique. Lean Enrique.
Zanrique.
You got it. I'm here.
I love that shit, man.
And on the right, our boy, he's returned from his vacation.
Alive.
He's here.
Yeah, I'm alive and well.
Yeah.
Austin Dodge, hello.
Welcome.
That's it.
Austin.
We miss
Austin,
you,
Dodge.
We
It's so
fucking
nice
miss
to be
you.
here. I watched the whole thing live in
We got
Texas.
your phone intro.
It was nice. You guys did a great job while I was gone.
Hey,
you really carried the team.
Just a quick little time step. It's September 5th.
Yeah.
2017.
You're right.
Yeah.
Remember
Okay,
the
cool.
date.
Damn.
But damn, let's get started. Let's start things off with the album announcements and singles. Starting things off first, we got Lil Yachty announcing the coveted sequel. Before I stop, he's coming out with the new sequel, Lil Boat 2. Sequel to his debut mixtape. Coming soon. He's released a little bit of a snippet, one of those classic album trailers. About 40 seconds of music. Sounds pretty good, but more importantly, I think this is good. Because as you all know, he released his debut, Teenage Emotions, and it did less than great.
Needs to bring it back
So
to his own brain.
yeah, he's doing the reasonable thing. He's bringing it back to basics.
To bring it back.
Bring it back.
Back to me, girl. Yeah, bring it back. Yachty, we need that old shit.
We do, Lil Boat.
So yeah, he's going to take it back to his new shit. The sample sounds good. We'll see. It's coming soon.
The sample?
There's like a little 40-second snip. I mean,
How was it?
It sounds
Does
pretty
it sound
good.
like his old shit
It
or
sounds
his
like
new shit?
It sounds like refined old shit. Like he's gotten obviously better, but it sounds good.
Okay.
Not overproduced before
Okay.
you say it. It's not overproduced. It sounds good.
I just
It
don't
sounds
want
good also.
underproduction to like set sail. I don't want it to leave.
Right.
It's so nice.
I would kind of love it if it was just like
Lo-fi.
not just. I mean, either one way or the other.
With the pop filters and
Like
everything.
I either would want it like lo-fi as fuck or like so like high like Kanye West high fidelity.
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
that'd be crazy. But then if it's just like the middle ground, that's like the worst.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I'm excited. There's no announcement on when it's coming. It just says soon. So we'll get it when we get it. But I think it's good. I'm excited that that's how he's going to come back from his less than great album debut. So we'll see. I hope it brings him back because he deserves
really
to be
hope so.
higher on top. I'm sad to see what happened with his debut rollout.
First album I ever pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Ever.
Your life? It ended up
In my
being
life.
pretty flop.
And I was sad.
Yeah. But you got the grills.
But I
out
got
of
the
it.
grills,
Yeah,
so
you got
we're
the
fine,
grills,
yeah.
so it's lit.
I'm wondering if I've ever pre-ordered one. Huh? I can't.
Not
think
in
of-
recent times.
I think I may have pre-ordered Open Mike Eagles A Dark Comedy just because I was like, oh yeah, I have money. Oh, I had an iTunes gift card.
Yeah.
I think that pre-ordered going to have iTunes gift card, and it's like an artist. I'm like, oh, this is an artist I kind of want to support, so I'm going to pre-order like buy their album with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got one from Christmas or something from like a relative that like just like fucking have this.
Yeah.
Classic relative.
And
like, I don't know what you like. You like
Yeah, you
music
like
though,
music.
right?
Yeah, he was like, but now
like,
I'm glad I know
fucking-
it's what I can use it for. I didn't even think about that. It's
Yeah.
buying like a pre-order with it.
I mean, you can also rent a movie or pre-order something,
Buy
support an artist you like.
Pokeballs for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I guess the best thing is to support good music you like.
Yeah.
And like, buy. If you have an iTunes gift card, buy music you like with it.
Fair enough.
And what else are you gonna get? An app?
I actually did just buy like my first album on iTunes ever.
What
Like
was it?
since when I was in like 7th grade and it wasn't my own money and I
What
was
was
using gift
it?
cards. I bought the X
What?
album.
Ah.
I did buy it. We don't have to jump into it yet, but that's the
We'll
first
get to
album
your
I ever
thoughts.
bought.
We'll get to your thoughts.
But it was exciting.
Hell yeah.
What else we got?
Well, speaking of artists who've kind of declined but are making their way back, Young Lean has released a new track called Red Bottom Sky and is announcing a new album coming soon. He's re-uploaded his merch shop, so if you want to buy very expensive Sad Boys clothing,
Shirts.
you can do that.
How
$40
expensive
shirts,
is it
40?
expensive?
Like $200 jackets.
Oh, so okay. I just wondering. Okay.
Like full Supreme price.
Sad boy gear.
So, but they looks good. I will say the designs look really good. But yeah, he's come back with a new track, new sound too. Red Bottom Sky, switching it up, kind of sounding poppy.
I liked
a little bit. But yeah, basically, I thought it was pretty good. I'm thinking after where he's gone with his music post, like, what is it? The Unknown Death,
Unknown
2000,
Death, Unknown Memory,
Unknown something,
unknown album for a lot of people. But
2002. From that sound to where he's at now, I think he's like refined his sound in a way that I actually like enjoy. I thought this track was like really enjoyable, kind of catchy, and
you're saying it's almost poppy.
Yeah, because like I went back and I listened to like Hurt in comparison. And after, like, listening to, like, old Young Lean, I'm like, wow, this kid really does sound like he's, like, 16 spitting, like, Tumblr rap buzzwords. But I feel like now he sounds, like, much more mature and has found a much more, like, solidified sound.
I feel like you should shorten the tracks a bit. I think 5 minutes was
5 minutes was a little long.
I think
he has been doing really long songs recently. Like, he's put out a lot of, like, recent, like, stuff that's just really long. And I feel like it's... For his genre of what he is now, I don't listen to him to, like, bop in a car and go crazy, but, like, I'm listening to him as, like, background emotion music.
This is a pretty
so I'm kind of cool with really long songs, but you're right, he can't do, like, power fun tracks in, like, 5 minutes. If he's going to do that again.
I wouldn't say this was a power fun track.
Not at all. That's what I'm saying. I was cool with it being long.
I feel like I just got bored of it, like, towards the end, just because it felt like if I got 3 minutes of it, I would have been like, oh, that was neat. But then by, like, the 4-minute mark, I was like, I got it. Like...
Yeah.
It didn't shift enough or change, so it just felt kind of like...
Samey.
Samey. Like, I mean, even just something small would make a difference, but I guess, like, the melody is, like, catchy.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, before I clicked on it, I was just like, oh, this is going to be bad. Just because, like, I just didn't, like, at this point, Young Lean, I'm like, I don't know what's
I thought he was just
on.
done.
Well, do you know his whole existence? Like, what happened?
Yeah, he went off the grid and...
Like, where he, like, really had issues. Like, manager died.
Yeah.
Like, he was in hospitals. He legitimately worked in a shampoo factory.
Yeah.
Back at home after the world like tour and all
like
that
after
shit.
we saw him live at South by.
He was partying in America, and some members of Odd Future showed up and said, "This is too wild," and left. And when that's happening, like, you know, the guy was wild and too hard. I feel like you can hear him getting older as his music progresses.
He's definitely maturing.
He's maturing.
And so I'm curious to see what this new album's gonna sound with this new mature Young Lean.
It just sounds unique. It doesn't sound like it sounds like so modern,
right?
And
because it sounds like certain, like, I mean, it's a little Post Maloney, a little bit in that like vein, but it still sounds like Young Lean. Like it still sounds like his like take, and I'm appreciating that. So I'm really hoping that this whole album ends up being a nice, cohesive exploration of that sound.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, I think this might be what brings me back into Young Lean.
I'm interested.
Warlord and some of those other projects, I was like, I don't know, dude. I think I'm out of the Young Lean train.
Yeah,
I think he's just not adjusting well, and like it's just not gonna work. But I've gotten hope.
And I think there's more motive in this too.
Yeah.
Other times he would be kind of like a little too deadpan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the fact that he showcased a wider range of emotions on this track.
He's refined his singing voice.
Along with, like, you know, a catchy little hook.
Yeah.
Which he's always been able to.
Yeah, I mean, he's mentioned he doesn't want to make sad boy music anymore, which definitely you can hear in like his new sounds. They're not like classic. They're sad. Now. I think it's sad
it's
like
sad
style,
boy pop.
But it's not like sad boy entertainment.
It's like melancholy.
Yeah,
I guess it's more
like they're not happy songs by any means.
Nah, but they're not like specific.
I don't think he's talking about killing himself anymore.
Right.
It's just more like melancholic kind of wandering.
But where's Blady? I want
He's
Blady.
around. He released a project like a couple months ago.
Did he?
He's around.
All right. What next?
But anyways, we got the Boys, aka the hottest hip hop group out of Phoenix.
Gross Boys. Oh, sorry. sorry.
But Injury Reserve is dropping a new track, North Pole, and announcing their new album, Drive It Like It's Stolen, out September 29th, end of the month. And pretty dope video.
Yeah.
Nice little melancholy song. Speaking of melancholy, but a nice little chill.
I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
To be honest. Because
like
the switch up from Floss.
Yeah, just because Floss was just fucking had oh shit on it. It was like the new song.
And All This Money.
Which was two like fucking bangers. Mm-hmm. So then for their like official like album, they put like out like this is like put out like a very melancholic, sad song.
They're like last 3 track types of like song that they do.
They brought in the guitar guy from fucking
Tyler's new stuff.
From Flower Boy. And yeah, I thought it was a really good song. I thought it had some really powerful stuff, especially stuff with Richie with the T.
Yeah.
About his like dead dad and stuff that he's brought up before. And
Is it his dad he's talking about where he says like, I wish you didn't OD, or he says like that came out the same time as Kendrick's OD.
Yeah. It's his dad. His dad.
Okay.
I think because he mentioned his dad not coming to trying to go to his graduation. I was like, I know if you something like that. I remember the floss. I don't know like the exact details, but I know his dad's dead, and I don't know. He's referencing a dead parent. So it's most likely his dad.
Right.
So,
That was the parent.
I thought that was pretty. I thought it was a great little track. I thought it was a good because I'm familiar with their work.
Right.
I think it's interesting because this sounds more like something that was on the first tape than this, just because it was a little more experimental, and more left. Kind of
one
like
of their
weird,
like melancholy tracks that they've done.
Because they have another one called like TTK5 or something, which is just like this bizarre like auto-tune song.
Yeah.
That's like really, really popular. It's like weirdly one of their biggest songs. And this seemed closer to that than Oh Shit and All This Money.
Right.
So I think this just showcases how like the wide variety of songs they can make.
Right.
And I mean like the fact that they're not put on by like literally anybody. It's so crazy.
Pigeons and Plans is probably the only publication that's like posting their stuff right now.
That's so wild.
Didn't you see them live?
I did. I saw them live. They were great. And Mark met them.
Yeah.
Right. Speak about that.
Yeah. So I was literally like taking the Cha-Cha Lounge in Silver Lake. Shout outs to them. They have a hip hop night every Saturday.
Check it out.
And I walk in there and I'm sifting through the crowd. I look to my left and I see Richie with the T, and I'm like, oh, what up? And he's literally like so close to me that I like couldn't not say anything to him. I was just like forced into a conversation, and I was like, oh, what up, man? From Injury Reserve, big fan. And he was like, hey, what's up, man? And I was like, damn, like, what do you do? Like, because it's like, if you've ever been to Cha-Cha Lounge, it's this very like small bar setting that like doubles as like a club. It's far too small to be a club. So it's just like, oh, like a hip hop artist I know in this really like small club. So it's kind of like
it's like the definition of cramped.
Yeah,
it's so like
it's super cramped, and so I was a little tipsy, so I just flat out said like, yo, like what are you doing here? And he's like, oh man, like we always come to this hip hop night. We live close by, like we live in LA now. And I was like, oh shit, that's what's up, dude. Hell yeah. And I was like, I knew he had a show coming up, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try to go to your show. And he's like, hell yeah, man. If you come through, like, see me afterwards. Just super nice dude.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, like super down to earth, super chill.
I said after the show, they came and said hi. They're really nice.
Hell yeah.
They seem like super down to earth, cool dudes.
Yeah, they're just.
I think
chilling.
the main thing against them is just, literally they're from Arizona.
Yeah.
And I think that really just like people immediately just like write them off, maybe.
Yeah.
And because like
I don't know anything else coming out of Arizona.
No, there's no scene, right?
Yeah.
When there's a scene, then people get hype about it, and then, like they can talk about it. But they're literally just like fucking pushing forward from where they're at.
Yeah.
And I think they're getting some heads are turning like.
They're building up.
Big Mensa, and just some other. I mean, getting like the guitarist and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully I'm really excited for this album, and I'm glad it's coming so soon.
Yeah.
Like it's coming at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So that's sick.
Good time. Yeah. Shout outs to Injury Reserve.
Injury Reserve.
If you have not heard of them, please check them out. They have 2 projects, Floss and Live at the Dentist's Office.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah,
so and definitely check them out. Injury Reserve.
Real quick, as someone who literally only knows Injury Reserve because you guys, and the song Oh,
yeah,
Shit.
What are your thoughts? I'm sorry.
I thought it was awesome. Just like the video was really beautiful. The song was beautiful. I opened the tab to listen to our next song, which we're getting into in a second. And I was like, wait, no, I gotta listen to this whole thing. Like, this is so good. Yeah. Like, I really liked the video with the frame and
that shot of him in like the
in
fucking orange suit, like in front of like the snow, so sick.
Oh, so yeah, that was a beautiful video.
Yeah, and as someone who's like never really listened to them, that really makes me want to actually listen to them.
Yeah, they're very
cool.
It's weird because they're able to take like old stuff and make it kind of new, without being like too blatantly old. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, was it like Live from the Dentist's Office is 90s and then like Floss is like early 2000s?
Yeah.
Sorta. But like, it's so like, you can tell it's from there, but it's not like literally the same. It's like a natural almost evolution as opposed to just being, it sounds like Tribe Called Quest. It's like, oh no, it sounds different.
Definitely.
Like I can't say this sound, I can say it's like influenced, but this doesn't directly sound like a Tribe Called Quest beat.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, Timbaland beat or whatever.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, shouts out to them. We'll see what happens.
Some juicy talk.
Oh, we got next juicy subject here. Academy Award winner Juicy J is releasing a new mixtape soon. He released a new track list in a way, I guess, Juicy J Wood. He posted a Snapchat of a blurry screen that had his whole track list, making Reddit users go crazy and figure it out. But normally, I wouldn't really talk about a Juicy J project. You know what he is.
What are you talking about, Mark? You're the biggest Juicy J fan.
You love Juice.
Of all of us, I probably am the biggest fan.
I mean, you talk about Juicy J all the time.
All the goddamn times. All I talk about.
It's almost ridiculous.
Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
But looking at the features list, I had to bring it up because the features list is crazy. The new mixtape is going to be featuring Xxxtentacion, A$AP Rocky, Cardi B, Smoke Perp.
What?
Smoke Perp.
Smoke Perp's on a Juicy J?
Perp is on a Juicy J mixtape.
Now that's trippy.
So now I'm like, oh, he's got all these young up-and-comers on his mixtape. What is this going to sound like?
Do you happen to know in terms of producers who's going to be on it?
I think right now we just know, like, artists.
I'm just super interested in what this sounds like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it going to sound... I mean, at this point, he's pretty used to just, like, riding whatever production style is popular. He's gotten rid of the old 3-6 Mafia sound, and he's kind of just making what's hot right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure it'll sound...
like everything else.
It'll probably end up sounding like whoever he's featuring with. To be honest, but we'll see. I mean, I'm curious. I'm sure this won't be an all-around amazing project, but I'm definitely curious to see what like the Cardi B Juicy J song is gonna sound like. What the Smoke Perp Juicy J song is gonna sound like. So I'm curious for what that's gonna be about. I'm not sure that his like whole mixtape will be worth reviewing, but we'll see.
That's gonna be really interesting. I feel like his feature list is like the most exciting part about the album.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you said, Juicy J is gonna do exactly what's popular right now.
Right.
And like, I don't know, you say no to basic trends. Juicy J Kane.
Juicy J Kane. He's in it for the money, man, and he's pretty upfront about it. He's for the check. He's trying to just make hits. Upfront. Yeah, he's just trying to make hits. So, that's why he's making a mixtape, not an album. It's just trying to get hits, trying to make money, trying to get people in the door for the next show. So,
respectable.
I get it.
Nothing against him.
Do you, man. You got an Oscar, I don't.
Nothing against Juicy J.
Just do what you got to do, man.
Do you, guy?
And speaking of cool people,
Cool
Kids,
wow,
dropping a new single, 9:15, featuring Jeremy, and releasing their first ever episode of Shit Show.
Oh, show.
Their new
talk show.
wild web series on YouTube.
What's that?
Has anyone ever done that before?
That's a weird concept.
I've never heard of a concept of doing a web show.
I actually when I watched it, I had like the pitch for it. Mm-hmm. If you wanted a less coherent version of show, but with more cameos.
Yep.
Then this is it.
There's a fuck ton of celebrity cameos.
And it's already shows were pretty not coherent.
Yeah.
But this is even less.
This is like pure just get high and put this on. Like this is just like
I guess there's no coherence. Without the live segments, it's just the skits.
Yeah. It's just right into each other, no transitions, it's just wild. It's a shit show.
It is eerily similar.
It's eerily
right?
similar.
That's immediately what I thought.
I watched like the first 2 seconds with the Windows pipes going on, and I'm like, man, I've used those Windows pipes. Yep. I have the transparent of the Windows pipes when you Google it. Like, ooh, hello?
For our listeners and people who are here live, we have a web show. It's called Show, and it's very similar. We're not petty, but
it's all good.
That's where we're
Everybody make your own version of show. We just got the word show. Now y'all gotta go with a new thing, like shit show or Cassim G's talk show or blank show. So keep using the word show, but we got show.
Throwing your fucking famous friends doing stuff like out of context and not really that interesting.
Please watch show.com.
I love the part where they have Chance the Rapper who looks so disinterested in the moment.
Yeah, I love it.
I was like, holy hell.
I loved it. Yeah.
I was like, does he hate these guys? He looks so disinterested.
I loved it because it seemed like the most real, just seeing Chance the Rapper be like a human being who's just not interested in somebody else's But it's funny because it's Sir Michael Rock talking.
But then he knew one of the iconic Cool Kids songs where he made the beat, which is it's like the boombox, boomboxing and the bell. Yeah. So I was like, I guess he's a fan, but he just looked so disinterested in the moment. It was wild. Shout outs to show.
Real quick, please watch show.com. That shit's expensive. Someone look at it.
Someone look at that website. But But besides that, going back to the single that they dropped for the newest album.
Sorry, what time is it?
It's a fun little
9:15.
9:15. Oh my god! I wish it actually
was close.
It
was close.
Yeah, we should have done it.
Damn.
But yeah, it's a fun little like I don't know what do you say like sensual club song or something. It's like a smooth little R&B track, very silly. One of the lines that stood out to me is the part where it's like, all these broke ass hoes, all they do is wear chokers and charge their phone or something like that. I fucking died laughing.
All they do is
wear chokers and charge their phone. I was like,
that's
Jesus Christ.
Call out post.
Yeah, I love
I'm
how
melted.
funny. I think that's like one of their biggest selling points. But I would say this track, I wish I had a little more energy to it.
Yeah, that was what I was saying.
That was my biggest issue. I think they're all funny and great, and I think Jeremiah's okay. I've never been a big fan.
Barely
just Jeremiah. Yeah, it's just like
he's always there.
Just compared to like the first track, the first single that came out. I think Check Out is fucking hype.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and listened to it a couple. I don't know. This one I might go back a couple times. There's just lines I like, but the other one I'm like I want to go back and more to listen to. So I guess this is like not as good, but it's still considered like it could still be good in the album. I don't know.
As I looked at it, it's like I pictured it as like this good dichotomy of like you have Checkout, which is like their hype shit, and then you have like 9:15, which is like their silly shit. Mm-hmm. That being said,
silly.
They are both silly. But like that being said,
silly.
I guess that kind of makes my point even like worse. But I was just like, this wasn't as good of their silly shit. Like this is like what you get. You do get these silly songs from them, but I feel like they do it a little bit better than this one. But it's okay. I'm sure I'll like it in the context of the album, but I probably won't revisit it solely.
Their sense of humor is basically the biggest selling point. Right.
They're super goofy and funny.
Yeah, that's basically like the best thing about them. Yeah. And the best thing about Sir Michael Rocks, I mean, also Sir Michael Rocks' voice is like the craziest.
It's so wild.
It's such one of the best things about him. And then I think Chuck English has the funniest lines.
Mm-hmm. He's got great one-liners and great beats.
Mm-hmm. He makes great beats.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of great beats, Mick Jenkins releasing a new track called A Layover. He's coming off of his latest release. Yeah, Mick Jenkins.
I'm gonna be honest, no idea who the fuck that is.
For those of you who don't know, Mick Jenkins is another rapper out of this kind of Chicago renaissance we're seeing right now.
So Chicago Renaissance is like No Name Gypsy, Chance the Rapper, Mick Jenkins.
Right.
Who's the other
guy?
That's the first.
I know, Vic Mensa.
Vic Mensa. There we go. What's Joey Perp?
Joey Perp. They're all like they like all know each other.
They all know each other. All went to like the same like Chicago like open mic like after school program thing. And they're just all coming out and releasing good new music. And Mick Jenkins part of that. His first debut, The Healing Component, kind of let me down a little bit. He blew up with his mixtape The Waters and also released another project called The Trees and Truth. Both really good. The Waters more so.
Okay. The Waters is so good.
The Waters is iconic. Definitely listen to it if you haven't.
That's just
already.
an album.
I'm
though.
down.
Yeah, that's an album.
That's just a good album.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole album has like a theme of water, of like what importance like water has in people's lives and what does it mean and in the context. Yeah, it's like that. Oh, it's like water.
Water.
Splashing your bitch with the water. Yeah,
but want that water, man.
He's one of those people who is like exactly what I want, where he's like conscious but not backpacky and can like still make a catchy, good song while like
the Joey Badass song with him at the end of Water is amazing.
Fucking hype. Very good, very incredible. Definitely a talented rapper. The Healing Component, the concept was not as great, and it was just the songs weren't as like.
So let me explain to you. What do you think the Healing Component is?
No idea.
Just take a guess.
It's
if you're a hippie.
A healing component? Is it weed?
Well, THC.
THC.
Okay, but what could it also be?
Some acid. What do we got? Like, I'm confused. What's the question?
It's love.
It's love, of course.
It's it's literally the cover is a heart.
Oh, beautiful.
But the whole thing has like a message of like how important the heart and love. It's just like it's so like
love
kinda,
is important.
it's kind of
too much.
It's kind of obvious.
Love
it's
wins.
not like an interesting thing to take. Like water is something we take for granted and don't think
true.
about. But we talk about love pretty often. And I think all he had was the play on words of the healing component. Is THC is weed,
and that's really weird.
The healing component. THC got it. Wow. Okay.
Oh, you didn't get that?
No.
I was telling you that. You made a face.
No, went over my head, and I was like, I don't know, weed. I just guessed weed. I didn't even get the reference.
And I said THC.
Yeah.
Well, I knew THC. I got the THC.
No, because we just said the title.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, so there's that. But then launching into his new single, decent, you know, still not the thing that like gets me new excited for any new project. Yeah. I mean, he can clearly still rap. There's some great moments where he's like,
he's a great voice.
Hopscotch isn't the only chalk we've seen on sidewalks, and I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful line. But still, besides that standout line, just a pretty okay track.
We should keep talking about more standout lines because those are nice.
That's what
I thought
you're killing it.
Even though I like the healing component, I thought it had a better single with the Bad Bad Not Good song, which I like.
Right.
Bad Bad Not Good song.
Yeah, there's a Bad Bad Not Good.
I love Bad Bad Not Good.
Yeah, they made a song. It's one of the best. It's like the best.
It's the standout.
That's something I'm very interested in. I love Bad Bad.
It's a great music video too.
Damn.
But yeah, I just hope. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I don't know whether or not it's because I'm left a little bitter from the main album.
Same, I think so too.
And I can't. Maybe when the album comes out, I can just submerge myself in it, and hopefully it just doesn't come off as like preachy or like. I don't know. It's kind of like that stoner logic, kind of.
Yeah.
Not to be like it's blatant. It's like on THC, but it's just like, hey man, all you need is love.
All you gotta do is just love each other.
I don't know. Maybe this water was a fluke. I mean, it's just like that's an interesting thing to pick. Even though it's still stoner logic in a way, like how important water is. But like it actually is a crazy. It's a really important thing to think about.
And it's less preachy.
It's less preachy. It's just water. It's like how important is to drink water, and like what is it? I don't know. Just in terms of
drink more water.
Like that's actually one of the things in it. You should drink more water.
Isn't that like every McConan album or mixtape?
Yeah, the water.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
everyone's on water. Yeah. Everyone's on water right now.
Just drink more water.
Literally, everyone's talking about water. Slump God, everybody.
Water. But speaking of Mick Jenkins' work and his friends, Joey Badass, back in the limelight, trying to move off the heels of blinding himself by staring at the sun while dropping a nice little single music video, new song.
Video
There's a video for it as well.
Oh, I just listened to
It's a hip hop video.
It's a classic hip hop video.
Important. I heard the song.
I looked at the thumbnail and I told Mark he looks like a combination of like Quavo, A$AP Rocky right now. Just his aesthetic was exactly every other rapper of the time.
Oh, man.
And I'm But hey, Joey.
I thought, okay,
Stay badass.
I'll just talk about my feelings on this track. I think the beat's really great. Just like the classic, just like nice.
Good combo between them.
Yeah, he sounds great on it. But the track, just listen to it. I'm just like, he's like, I'm fucking girls, and I'm like, all right, cool, and that's it. That's the song. That's the song. He's like, I'm successful, and I'm fucking. Literally, that's all he says. Yeah. And it's really weird. I don't know whether he's trying to come off like since his last album was very. Like
direct and political
and I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot
because this does seem like it's just a loosey, like it's not.
It's just chill. So I thought I was like, I don't know if I could ever go back to it.
Yeah,
it just felt like I don't know if there was a lot of substance there. To be honest, there's some cool lines, but overall, it's just literally the message was like, I'm just fucking girls and I'm successful. And I'm like, all right, there's way better songs for this.
Yeah.
I can listen to.
And I mean, the track's called 500 Benz, and let me give you a quick spoiler on what the music video is. It's him driving a Benz.
So. I really hope it wasn't. I hope it was like a long car.
He's in a Prius.
Yeah. Subaru.
But yeah, it's
that would
just
make
like
that song legendary.
Oh my god. He just pulls up in the fucking Subaru. Oh, that would have been unreal.
Is he in a Benz? I don't remember in the cover of the most recent album.
Oh, he might. I'm not sure if you can see the front of the car.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Man.
Some car head will tell us.
That's like a
Reddit let us know.
Person who was a fan of his last album, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. Listen to All American Badass. It's pretty good, but this one's
I feel like there's some undeserved hate on it. I think like Pitchfork, I saw the review. They were a little way too critical.
I feel like it came out in a time where like two other good albums. Like I feel like Damn just came out when it came out. Like it got overshadowed. Something else came out that time, and it was like it was a bad time to put out your album.
Oh wait, you're right. I feel like
Damn did.
I think Damn, you're right. It came out like a week after.
And I was like, this is a little questionable.
But I think that doesn't even mean like
push your album back.
But yeah, I just thought I remember they gave it like a pretty harsh review, and I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. I thought it was pretty. I don't know, the stuff in it. It seemed like the criticism was that it wasn't deep enough, or like it was a little too surface level. And I disagree.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I thought that was a little mean almost.
I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Joey Badass. I'm just like, I don't know. He just seems Joey average. Like,
well, he is kind of what you hate. I mean, he is very much of like '90s rapper in the now, but like not really like updating it.
I've just never found anything by Joey Badass like something I like.
I love his debut.
I'm looking. I'm still like Joey Badass agnostic. I can go either way if someone convinces me.
I mean, I loved his debut in 1999. I think he can rap his ass off, certainly. And occasionally he does have like really catchy tracks. He always has like important things to say, whether it's about his life or society at large. Obviously, yeah, his sound is very like, it's just boom bap.
What about that other song? What's about the pop song that was on the radio?
Oh, Devastated.
Devastated.
Yeah,
did you hear that?
That was good.
If you sing any bit of it, I could probably hear it.
I used to be so devastated.
Okay, that's the first and only Joey Badass song I liked because I was going through a hard time and I was like, wow, this is nice.
Yeah.
Like I remember like cruising down Olympic in my car screaming that shit.
Yeah.
I like that song. That's my one. You got me on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
That's like the least Joey Badassy Joey Badass. I remember when
that was my favorite song.
I heard it and I was like, "What? This is a pretty good song. I wonder who did it." And then like I like Siri'd it,
Joey Badass.
and then I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this is crazy. And yeah, I would say I really loved his last album. I thought it was probably like his most coherent like project yet.
Right.
And yeah, I just like wish him the best. I want him to keep. I think he's exploring his sound too and doing different stuff with like Devastated, and I think he's good at it. I want him to keep doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure the next project when he like gets.
I also want
to
him to be less dumb. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, don't stare at the sun, my guy.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on.
Stop.
Don't do goofy shit.
Yeah, dude, you got the vision. Don't lose the eyes.
Come on, man.
I guess part of me is just bothered because that beat's like so like chill and you can just rap something really deep on it.
500 bends.
Yeah, it's like it seems like one of those like kind of like I'm gonna air shit out.
Yeah, it's definitely like I'm gonna do 6 minutes of just airing He should have fucking. It should have been like the fucking addressing the solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Just fucking going in.
Yeah,
but,
like instead it was just him fucking girls. He's like, I'm fucking girls and I'm successful. And I'm like, there's some cool lines, but like, yeah, sorry, that's where I fall.
Can I just bring up a quick chat? They're saying Joey makes the backpack Brooklyn music that your 34-year-old cousin can appreciate.
Hell, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. But yeah. Damn, that ruined my segue. But shout out. That's
sorry.
a great point.
Man, I don't know.
Man, I don't know. And speaking of I don't know, JIDK, which stands for Ignorantly Delivering Knowledge, dropping a new song via the Adult Swim singles program. And this guy, he's from Maryland. I believe he's like 25 or so. But I've always seen him like in the ether, like featured on something or around, but I've never really dived into his music. But being that it's an Adult Swim single, I've decided to finally see what this guy's about. And it was a very interesting listening experience to me because the first part of the song starts off with what I kind of hate. I'll say it now, I hate backpacky conscious rap. Like I hate the like
I know, it sounds like Hobson.
Yeah, like I hate the lyricism doesn't matter. I'm bitter that I'm not big as other artists, and like I just hate when rappers complain about like their state in the industry, like on a track, and I'm like, because you know what the point is, like some songs are like songs that are gonna be popular and on the radio are like catchy and bangers and like shit people can dance to at a party or a club. And you know what I can't fucking get bucked to at the club is you complaining about how lyricism's dead. Yeah. And so like that shit just like annoys me, and it's like people will gravitate to your music if you stay in your lane and like do it well. Yeah. And you'll get an audience and you'll be fine. Like I'm sorry you're not on the Billboard Top 100 being lyrical.
Nobody
and all this
understands
other stuff.
me.
But did the guy who go to college? I mean, did the guy who invented college go to college?
That's a good point.
Christ. Don't even fucking start with me right now.
Fuck.
But the song starts off.
Something about
the song starts off very much in that vein, being like, "Oh, lyricism's dead, and if it doesn't change, I'm gonna hop off the game." But something happens, and he switches up and makes like a hype track. And boy, oh boy, did I turn my head. I woke the fuck up. He switches into an amazing flow, starts hitting me with lines like...
What was the one?
Though he comes in with that dope flow that I love, where he's like, say you got work with it, but I guess it ain't working out. Say you the plug, but I guess that the circuit's out. And I was like, ooh, okay. And he just starts going into fucking heavy bars. And he says, like, well, fuck the analytics.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be, like, I'm fucking good. Fuck your analytics.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, analytics. In
damn.
The song.
He's like, I gotta put myself on. Then I'm gonna put
everybody else on.
It's like, he just gets into a nice little, like, hype song. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Now I'm fucking with this song. And so it's kind of just like this whole, my point exactly, where I was like, dude, you know how to like make this good shit that's like hype and will blow up. Just fucking do that then. Yeah. Don't complain about it. But I definitely am now curious about this dude. I'm probably going to look at some of his other work, see where he's at, but definitely very excited for what he's gonna do next, because this was really like, oh wow,
I really hope it's more the latter than the former.
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't just whine and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking stop doing that, rappers. Stop it.
It felt like a 3-part experience, and it was fun because you got to watch me listen to it. And at first it's like, I don't really fuck with this. I don't know. And then it played like the Snake Charming song sample. I don't know what that song's actually called by any means, but it played that sample. I was like, ooh, okay, all right. And then it switched up, and I lost it. Like, man, that song was sick as soon as it got to when it was sick.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, oh, you got to the second half of the song, huh?
Keep doing that.
So yeah, we'll see what this guy does next. Shout outs to the song. Baby Scale is the name of the track.
And also shout outs to the Adult Swim singles program.
It's been great. They've been doing it for what, 3-4 years now?
It sounds like some sort of like good dating app where you'd meet interesting people.
Yeah,
by the way.
You just get put onto a lot of good music. Shouts out to them.
I wonder who's in charge of that.
Because they're killing it.
Yeah, they are.
It's always well curated.
Adult Swim killing
shit.
Yeah.
And speaking of not well curated, someone take care of this child. But Danielle Bregoli, aka the Cash Me Outside girl, dropping her debut track as Bad Barbie, called These Hoes. And well, all right, let me dive in on the song, because I know you're all thinking, Mark, why are you about to talk about this girl? Why are you giving her any airtime? But here's the deal, y'all. Before I even get into this song, I feel like it's easy to just like discredit this girl and be like, hey, how she's just a mess. Why is she famous and rich? But I don't know. There's something that has to be said about being a 14-year-old and taking like a fucking moment on Dr. Phil and now being worth like almost like $1 million, if not more. And it's just like, this song has 9 million plays on YouTube. And I'm just like, wow, how do you transfer such a like pretty embarrassing moment, to be honest, on Dr. Phil into like a lot of clout
exchange,
just fucking launch our way out into new shit,
like Bitcoin clout.
I mean, I didn't fucking distribute my appearance on Arthur, I am on Arthur, into millions of dollars. I mean, it is like respectable that we still have something to fucking talk about. I'm surprised she hasn't disappeared yet. But anyway, getting into the song, it's not as cringeworthy as I thought a 14-year-old white girl rapping would be, but will she be on the top Billboard soon? Will she even be on the top SoundCloud soon? Probably not, but
I don't know,
it's alright.
9
million is high, but I feel like it's a lot of me's. I feel like it's a lot of bloggers being like, man, I'm ready to hate this song.
And also, she's very heavily a part of YouTube culture. As soon as the Dr. Phil thing ended, kind of, and she like, I mean, she was doing an Instagram live and shit to the point where people are screen recording her Instagram lives and uploading them. So she started her actual story. She became a YouTuber and started collabing with YouTubers like Josh Peck and like weird shit. And her YouTube channel basically lived around the idea of hating on other people, which was really sad and gross to me. I mean, YouTubers have been doing the beef trend 2 years now, with Leafy is here and a bunch of shitty YouTubers that want to just like drama alert, Keemstar bullshit, and she tried to jump in on that really hard, and it was wild because it was clearly some adult being like, hey, here's some content, just say something about it. Because there's one video where she has her hair curlers in. It's like someone woke her up and it's like, you're making a video right now. Yeah. And like, she's been kind of media puppeted around, and I'm curious how much
she's
of this...
on radio shows. She was on
everywhere. Power 106.
And it's just exploited. It's just like her being like, all right, say some dumb shit. Let's go. Record it. And I mean, she's getting paid off of it, so...
Yeah,
there was a great moment, though.
Catch Me Outside, go for president.
Yeah, man, it might happen. The world we live in, The Rock, Catch Me Outside Girl.
It's happening. Bud and Bergoli?
Bud and Bergoli.
But
Bud and Bergoli 2020?
To get to the song, I hate when people spell their name with like an H and a thing. Also, do you, whatever. I like people named Xxxtentacion. Like, do whatever you want with your name, but don't like force me into like saying your name weird. Like,
I just said Bad Barbie, but it's like Bad Bobby or some bullshit.
BHADBHARB.
Bad Bobby.
Bad. What are you, a sheep?
It's dumb.
Because you kind of sound like a sheep with this song. Honestly, like, you could, I don't know, man. There's not enough girl rappers out there to compare her to.
That's the other thing. It's well produced. It's well directed. I mean, the
like
concept of
the
concept
cool.
of the video is like pretty good.
I love the video.
So I was like,
it's all one shot and it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
song wasn't
nice
bad.
little Kylie diss in there.
It was
Yeah,
generic as fuck.
Of course, she hates Kylie, who's very similar to her, and then they're having a very similar exposé. But
I want that to happen.
Yeah,
I want beef.
I don't think Kylie's ever gonna address her, or maybe she has, but
Probably won't.
Probably won't.
Because it only gives her clout.
It's ridiculous.
Clout thievery.
But,
I don't know, man. Song itself, I'm gonna give it an average.
Yeah, pretty meh.
Nothing exciting. Do another and we'll talk.
No quotables. We'll see what she does. We'll see what a fucking
or don't
project
do another,
sounds
and I'm
like
also
her.
cool with it.
Yeah.
Ox Gang.
Well,
as far as young kids making music, I'm on Ox Gang.
Ox Gang.
Mad
Hell
Ox
yeah.
is real.
Maddox is the shit. Shout out to him.
Speaking of the realness.
Well, now we're gonna switch over to news. So we're hitting up our news, and our first bit of
Real
news.
news.
A little sad. Our boy Lil Wayne was found unconscious recently in his hotel room in Chicago due to seizures, and I mean he's apparently doing better, still in the hospital.
Still a little pain.
Mark, didn't you make a bet that he's gonna die this year?
I think so.
I
mean, it's not looking good. It's hard to tell what's. I don't know if the seizures are like a normal health
He did it on
problem
the plane.
or if it's a result of the promethazine, but something's got to give because he keeps having these seizures.
People can have seizures and still be fine.
What happens when he needs medicine?
But is it like
you
just a
already drank
medical
it?
problem or is it the promethazine?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I mean,
like,
he's
If it's
been
the
having
promethazine,
seizures, though.
this
you
cannot
could have
keep going.
you could end up fucked up and not be able to walk or something.
Yeah, I mean they found him unconscious in his hotel room,
That's true.
which is
Man,
not.
that's gonna be shitty.
That's very scary.
I think Lil Wayne's gonna be one of those big ones where like everyone who didn't like Lil Wayne's gonna like Lil Wayne immediately.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be a Yams situation. It's gonna be a Yams because
huge
people who didn't
influence
even knew who Yams was at all are like, oh yeah, Yams. It's gonna be a Lil Wayne. It's gonna be a martyr.
Yeah.
But damn, my man, please get it together. You make great shit.
Please.
Put out the Carter 5
Someone
before you
watch
go.
this man's health.
Please.
For real.
I love Lil Wayne, man, and it'd be really, actually, devastatingly sad to lose the boy. So please get your shit together, guy. Please.
But, moving right along, we also have Pusha T, who's recently announced that the reason his album's been taking a little bit long to come out and why it's been pushed back a bit is that the new album is going to be entirely produced by the god Kanye West, and in typical Kanye West fashion, he's so much of a perfectionist that he keeps coming in, hearing the beat, hearing the mastered version, and he's like, nah, man, I can do better.
It's a living, breathing piece of art.
So he's the poor Pusha T has to just come in and let Kanye come in and be like, nah, I'm not feeling this version. Let me do it again. So it's coming out when Kanye says it's coming out, I guess, at this point.
I'm okay with that.
But yeah, I imagine when it does come out, it's going to be fucking incredible.
As long as it comes out once and I don't have to keep re-downloading torrent links.
I kind of thought that was amazing.
It was a great chase.
It's so crazy.
It was honestly the Life of Pablo was a statement piece, but please don't do it again.
That's crazy.
No more. I can't take it.
Dude,
You changed music, but stop.
With St. Pablo, I didn't even know because I think I have Apple Music, right? So I was just listening to the album a couple months later, and then it goes to the last track, and I'm like, oh, it's Post Malone song. It's actually pretty good. I'm like, oh, it sounds a little better. And I was like, this is weird. All right, cool. And then it cuts into St. Pablo. I'm like, where the fuck did this song come
Excuse
from?
me?
Damn.
My phone didn't tell me,
Surprise.
like, hey, new song. No, it was just on my phone. Like, I was like, what's some forced U2 shit? Like,
just forced
some
upon
U2
you.
yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Here's a new track.
I was like, oh, okay, it's a new ending. Okay.
All right.
I was like, this is a pretty ending song, too.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is crazy.
The DLC.
It shocked me so much. I think I've only listened to it like twice. I didn't know. It's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
But like, I guess it did change music and stuff, and hopefully not again. But I don't know. Maybe to pull some other crazy shit. That's such a wild play.
That was,
dude.
like,
yeah, hold up. I know I released it, but bring it back.
Music
change
changing.
something real quick.
Dude, that's crazy.
Change the way we
Living,
look at
breathing.
music.
That's like video games when they put the updates.
Yeah, you got the DLC.
You got the DLC. You got the updates that fix the bugs.
So every other medium has a little like, hey, I'm gonna fix things. Like,
Yeah, he had a
look at
patch.
Star Wars. They redid fucking most of Star
They
Wars.
released it.
He was like, I got a quick patch. We fixed this bug here, and we fixed
The mixing's a little better here.
The album's in beta, so just don't, it's in beta.
I extended Chance's verse a little bit.
Like we get like the
I listened
chain,
that
the
people
patch
liked
fixes.
it, so I had more, so I just put more there.
We've heard your
Oh, cool.
complaints, so we fixed this, nerfed this. But
that'd be so interesting if that.
It's fucking wild.
Nerfed Jesus. It's all good. That's what it is. That's what it is.
We're in public.
I know.
But yes. Moving right along to some related news to our boy Kanye West.
Mr. West.
I know in the pre-show I said I didn't want to talk about Taylor, but this pissed me off so much when I realized it. The fucking new Taylor, because old Taylor's dead. R.I.P.
Hey guys.
When is new Taylor gonna die?
Yeah, because now I'm sick of new Taylor.
Nah, dude, I don't want to hate two people.
So it's been made clear that Taylor, in an act of unbelievable pettiness, is deciding to release her new album, Redemption, on the anniversary of Dondell West's death, November 10th, aka Kanye West's mom. So she is going to be releasing her new album when Kanye's mom died, which is so crazy. And I feel like, okay, I'll hear the other side for a second. All you Taylor stans out there. Oh, she didn't know. She didn't know when her album's coming out. It's a random date. How was she supposed to know? No, still, I feel like once you find out that it's the anniversary of Kanye's mom's death, you at least have the courtesy of being like, "Whoops, my bad. I didn't know. Let me push it back like 3 days. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a big deal." But it's just like so like rude. It's a death that's clearly affected Kanye. He's been depressed ever since. Clearly affected. It's so rude.
It's not right.
I was just baffled.
I have a hot take here.
Yeah.
I want her to double down.
Oh
you want more?
I want her to actually admit to doing it.
And like a Donda shirt.
Yeah.
When the fucking album comes out.
Donda.
Oh my fucking
I want
Christ.
her to be completely the biggest asshole ever, because it's so obvious that she is.
Yeah.
And I'd rather her be obvious about it rather than like, oh yeah, whoopsie. Like, I'd rather her just go. I could respect it more if she was just like petty more and like was very like obviously petty,
right?
As opposed to just being like by accident petty and mean about certain things. Because then we could all agree, be like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift is an asshole, rather than like her fans be like, oh no,
right?
Defense.
And it's like, oh yeah. At least her friends be like, oh yeah, she is, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like,
yeah.
I guess we're on the same page here.
Man.
I'm just so mad about it. But hey, the fans are great. Kanye West stands coming out saying that we should make the November 10th, the album release date, National Hey Mama Day.
Yeah.
Where we just play Kanye's classic ode to his mom.
We're looping it.
Just fucking loop
Big Boy
those
Radio is
numbers.
looping it all fucking day.
Just fuck
nothing
Taylor
else.
Swift.
Honestly, so in an era where petty is the cool thing to do,
right,
and savagery is hip, that's not savagery. You're being a fuck. Like, putting out an album on someone's mother's death date? Like, fucking who are you? I get it, you're Taylor Swift, and Kanye got drunk and walked on stage and said your music video wasn't as good as Beyonce's. But what has he done to you since? Asked if he could use your name in a song where you lied and said that you didn't give permission? Like, you are in the wrong here. Yes, he fucked up fucking years ago.
And he's apologized.
He's apologized. He's cried on TV. He talked about his mom dying, like, and crying, and how, like, he apologized to his mom for the Taylor Swift shit. Like, you don't do that. There's a difference between being petty and being, like, an actual bitch.
And crossing the line. Like, this is 100%
and not even gendered bitch. Like, you're just a bitch. Like, get out of here. Like, fuck off, man.
It's so rude.
I know that Kanye, is in a sensitive position right now, but I actually do think he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I did hear the classic, like, what does Kanye think about it? And he's not bothered. Like, the classic rappers, like, who?
That's the play.
I don't know what he's doing, but I don't think he can. He can acknowledge it because it'll just make everything a billion times worse.
Right.
Like, it will explode. The world will explode if Kanye acknowledges it.
If he continues this?
Yeah, if he fucking fights back. And I'm glad that I feel like if he really wanted to, he would have at this point, too. Mm-hmm. And I think he's taking the high road on this, and just like he doesn't give a fuck.
I think that's the road.
I think this is the road but it's like a road we don't normally see Kanye take.
That's true.
It's nice watching Kanye be the noble one.
So yeah, I think it's a very smart move on his part, and it makes Taylor look worse. Yeah. So that's why I want Taylor to double down. I want Taylor to be like fucking like evil.
Just fucking implode.
Like Disney villain like tier. She already kind of looks like one.
Yep.
In the new music video. So like, I just want to see how far she's willing to go with this image, and I want her to just like
wreck yourself.
I saw Fuck Her Life.
I want her
to keep going, and I love it. I love it because
a great take here.
I'm just watching her just burn, and it's great. It's like I'm not mad. I'm just like, wow, you're fucking up so bad, and it's great because I know everything is just going like falling apart, and I'm just like, I just didn't realize you're capable of being this stupid.
It's nuts. Like she's imploding. I mean, yeah, it's getting a lot of plays and a lot of reviews, but all the critical stuff, I've never seen critics shit on Taylor so hard.
Yeah, they usually want to pat her on the head and go, wow,
and give
Taylor,
her best album awards.
You are so strong.
People hated a bit on Shake It Off.
Yeah,
I remember.
Because it got.
But it was easy to shake off. Like
that song sucks.
It's so bad, dude. Fuck that album. But
fuck Taylor Swift.
I have a couple.
Let's make a
there's
song.
Some couple.
Let's make a song. I'm heated.
There are a couple.
You don't fuck with people's moms.
There are a couple solid songs on the.
All right.
They're catchy.
The one with the Kendrick feature. Fucking. Ugh.
Yeah, that was okay.
That was gross. I thought that was the grossest thing Kendrick's ever done.
That was a little ashamed.
I was just so sad. I was like, man, you're so about the culture and you're giving out a feature to this lady?
I'm like, yo,
dude,
all
Kendrick,
that
he's like the human
money,
embodiment of Target.
Dude.
All that feature money had better have gone to fucking Compton High
Kendrick
School.
fucking did a song on Maroon 5. He doesn't give a fuck.
That's true.
I know.
It's
like, sad to me.
I don't care.
For giving so many fucks, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
that's sad.
It doesn't affect him. He's just making like he's just like, all right, cool rap for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Whatever, Kendrick. Make good albums. That's it. I don't care what you do with your feature time.
You're right. That's fair.
If you want to make money and stuff, I mean, he doesn't live like in a crazy mansion. And like,
that's true. He lives a
very
humble life.
He's
good
living,
dude.
He's living a modest life.
Stay humble.
I think he's putting all his money in to help the community and whatnot. So if he's willing just to do like she's like, it's just this lady, whatever.
Just
like,
this lady. I hope that's what his thoughts were.
It's not this lady, but she's like, she's Taylor Swift. She's big.
Who is it?
If people see me on her song, they're gonna buy my album. I'll make more money. That's fine. I'm not gonna buy into all this drama, which he doesn't, because he's always just been out on the side and avoiding it. So like, he's just I don't know. I think he's just living life right as a famous rapper.
Question
yeah,
though.
That's true.
Question. As much as I am so on the same page as as long as your individual body of work is solid, do whatever the fuck you want on your own time. Do you think though, however, by giving out features like that, Quavo style right now, are you diluting or saturating your fan base with shitty people? For example, the Day and Night Festival's coming up, and I want to go, but I'm actually not going because Kendrick's on the list, and a lot of other people like Travis Scott and like big names, and that's fine with me. But this was like the SoundCloud.
It made the fucking price skyrocket.
For actual $200 more. But
Christ.
this festival was specifically for like SoundCloud, which is like underground hip hop, and now we got a Kendrick. So having gone last year where ASAP was the big one, which is still like big, but like not Kendrick big.
Right.
All the ASAP fans sucked. Like, they were all, like, classic, I'm in high school, I think I like hip-hop, but who's Playboy Cardi? And now, like, I think Kendrick, having appealed to too many people, is going to ruin festivals that he's headlining.
And the price tag.
And the price tag. And as much as, do your own thing on your own time, whatever, I feel like it does affect your fan base, which does affect your shows.
I don't know particularly if, like, whether... I think maybe festivals, because they'll be like, I heard him on a song, but going to a show, they're going to listen to an album.
You're right.
And they're going to figure out whether or not they like that. And pretty much, Kendrick's albums are very, like, I don't know. There's not gonna listen to him on was it Taylor Swift song and go to Pimp a Butterfly,
right?
and not like
100%.
Like if they like it, I think that's good,
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
that's it's weird because that's like a whole larger problem. Is like what happens when you get big and like, the prices of your ticket go up.
You're
and,
right.
Like,
I think
you play different venues.
Purposely,
like, that's a whole.
You can make the argument also with Dan. He purposely made songs to be bigger, right?
Yeah, but they were still true to him.
Yeah, it's true to him, but he did like.
Have intention.
Yeah, he put fucking Michael Made It beats and stuff, and like we hear fucking Kendrick songs. I don't hear like
daily,
fucking Humble
on both stations,
on every station here, like all the time.
Yeah.
So like, he's trying to prove a point, maybe.
I think he's at a point now where he's not doing shows at the Los Globos. He's doing stadiums. Like,
yeah,
and that's just
so
how
he's
it goes.
at a point where it's almost like I don't know, you can't get bigger as far as like that type of thing goes. But yeah, I don't know. I hate to watch artists like have a really solid fan base. Like, and I know we talked about it 2 post shows ago. Secret Macklemore fan but not anymore. When I saw Macklemore at the Troubadour for like 200, maybe 150 people, it was one of the best shows because everyone there was like so knowledgeable and deep within it. I saw him like 2 years later at a festival, the Paid Dues Festival, which is still sick.
Yeah, still pretty good. Pretty good lineup. Shout out
and
to
the fucking, it sucked. I was so bummed, like having gone to a sweet Macklemore show and then coming to like the Macklemore show where everyone was like thrift shop. I was like, it's ruined. It's actually, that's when I actually fell off. I was like, this show is not fun because it's all the kids from high school that hated on the music I liked and now they like it. And that's fine. I'm glad you're here, but
yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
But leaping off from big artists, this week we're now moving into our album reviews, and last week was fucking album Armageddon, hip hop Christmas, whatever you want to call it. But we got 6 albums from some of the bigger names in hip hop. In fact, 2 of the biggest names right now in terms of the youngest people doing it.
Burgeoning
but this
young
week,
talent.
this week we've gotten a pretty much day off. You know, there's not much releases out this week, so we got to really dig deep into who the people we're listening to and reviewing and putting out there for you kind people.
Yeah, like literally the guy I listened to next is just because there was 2 YouTube videos of people I know talking about him, and there was a picture of Yusuke on it. So I was like,
I'm in.
We can talk about it, I guess.
So yeah, let's get into it. Anonymous, coming out with his Urameshi EP.
Which is a Yu Yu Hakusho reference to the last name of the main character, who's the cover of the fucking album.
Yeah, classic anime.
Or EP.
All my anime fans know. So yeah, but 14
One of the
minutes.
best.
Quick, 6-track, 14-minute EP
like
project?
5 tracks.
Yeah, 5 tracks. Yeah. Pretty solid, pretty cool. You can lead into this one. This is your boy. So.
I was like, it's like my boy. Like I literally listened
It's your brother.
You put me on.
Friends on Facebook?
Yeah, we're best friends. No, I listened to, what was it, Hiei, and I was like, this is a really hype song, and it's like it's really fun, and I listened to the whole EP, and I thought, wow, this guy's pretty good. He has pretty good, he's pretty fun. He's like, I think my only issue with him is perhaps like this production's a little samey. Yeah. Of like the Greek choirs and stuff. I thought I think there's like the song Gundam Wing and Hiei and like the first song were my favorites. And in terms of like subject matter, I thought it was cool. Like a lot of it was just like, I mean, nothing new, but like just kind of like him being like, you know, sinful, and he's like the worst dude, and he's just like, I'm just, you know, fucking shit up, and I'm like, I'm crazy. And in general though, like the whole thing, like listening to it like in my car was like, it's pretty entertaining. And he can clearly rap pretty well. He switches up his flows. A lot of times it can be pretty a little catchy and fun. Yeah, that's what I give him. I hope he continues making music, and maybe he'll make a pretty cool project in the future.
He's got some older stuff. I looked at some of his other shit.
I wasn't anything older.
He's got a project called Vice City and some other stuff. Really, a little, to be honest, highly obnoxious, high concept stuff. But
really,
yeah, it's very like
how obnoxious.
There's like part 1, like part 2,
really?
Big heavy interludes of him talking. It's pretty like
where was it?
High concept.
What was sampled at the beginning? Was it James Baldwin at the beginning?
Yes, James
Baldwin. Was James
Baldwin? Or
Baldwin?
no, I'm sorry. I think it's Malcolm X. Actually,
was that Malcolm X?
Yes.
Okay, so that's so crazy. Malcolm X mixed in with Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho and a Gundam
Wing quote. Yeah, I thought.
So let that be a nice indicator of
I
what
thought
kind
like
of
also
guy
his references to Yu Yu Hakusho weren't like obnoxious. They were like not like kind of like gimmicky. I thought they sounded cool. And I think there was like, if you knew Yu Yu Hakusho, you get them, but if you like didn't, you wouldn't be like, oh, what's this? It would still like make sense to you.
But so piggyback off what you said. Basically I went into this feeling like the production's a little samey. He can definitely rap. He has some great lyricism, some strong bars throughout, but I just felt like it was a little samey. Unfortunately, a little backpacky at times, talking about lyricism and complaining, but just a small part. And just, I don't know, for me, I guess this is my own fault, but just being well versed in rappers that reference anime,
That's you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I know a lot of rappers who do this.
That's
but
you as fuck.
I just there were times where I just felt like, oh, he's pretty good, but not like anything better than like a Xavier Wolf, who also made an album that's like full concept about an anime. He has an Initial D project, and it's actually Initial D. It's a drag racing, drifting anime. It's old and really good.
That makes sense.
All the music is like very like Euro beat.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And it's I mean, for a weird like project that's using like every song like has like a opening that has like a quote from the show, and it focuses on the show's plot about the relationship between the main characters, and it's basically about like his like breakup with like a girl. And it's like really like, wow, I'm mad that this like works as like an interesting concept album based on Initial D, and also just like cool hype tracks. So comparing that to like Urameshi, which I thought might have do something like this or something like that.
But it's not. Urumeshi's not an album though.
That's true. It is an EP, but the Initial D project's pretty short. It's only like 25-30 minutes. But I mean, yeah, I guess he did have more time to like flesh that out compared to this small EP. But I don't know. I just felt like at times he was just discount Xavier Wolf. But then there was other times where I was like. Oh wow, this is like really interesting. I'm curious to see what this guy does.
What was the really interesting? I'm just curious.
Like he is really interesting. The first track's got some awesome moments in it. Gundam Wing sounds great.
I think those are like the three I like.
Yeah, and then there's like I think like 2, 3, and maybe 4. I'm trying to think.
4's Gundam Wing.
4's Gundam Wing.
Yeah,
okay, so it's just like 2 and 3 that I was like.
It's just an EP, which is just like that's hard to. I think it's hard to review almost just because it's so short.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 5 songs. So you didn't like Urameshi and Yoko.
Yeah, I didn't like Urameshi and Yoko.
Yeah, but then, it's just like in general, if you try to think the point of an EP is like, hey, this is kind of roughly what I'm about.
Right.
Does this interest you? Check out the album when it comes out, right?
Right.
And I think it did it for me, where I was just like, I'll check you out, dude. I also I like your aesthetic, and I like that you like Yu Yu Hakusho too. I like the idea of that. And
then going back to like his older stuff, I was like, oh, you got better than this. So that weirdly helped me be I'm more excited. Yeah, it's like I'm like, oh, thank God, like this is what you sound like now. Because I was like, oh, if this is what I'm like in for, like I'm like, I would have been out. But I was like, oh, well, you clearly got better than you were a year ago. So I'm like, all right, that's a good sign. I'm definitely still invested to see where you go from here. Because I think right now he's like getting better, and it seems like his next project will be better. So like, I'm definitely think this guy's worth checking out, and I'm like curious to see where he goes from here.
Yeah, he's not big or anything.
Yeah, so he's just chilling in his lane. So
I think the album cover is amazing.
Yeah, the album cover is sick.
Do you listen to this?
I missed it.
That's why he's quiet.
That's why I put the sunglasses on. Oh. I got nothing to say.
I would be really interested to hear your opinion on this one.
Tune in next week. I didn't see that one. I missed that one. Yeah, I was real late to the game today. I listened to everything except that one. But
that was a short one too.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Well, then let's just give our final thoughts here, and then
that's okay sometimes. Sorry, folks.
Is it like even? I don't know. I thought about this. Is it even fair to like give like a review to like a guy this low?
That's fair.
On the totem pole, like I feel like we either like help.
This is more of like a whatchamacallit.
We can do like the minor league scale.
This is like our our what you should hear segment. This is our just putting them out there for you guys to listen to check out.
Check it out. I guess also Xavier Wolf, which I've listened to, but I didn't know about the concept albums. I should check it out.
Yeah, I was a big actual fan for a while.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I think in general,
let me look up the full title.
If he were happen to listen to this, which I doubt, I would say like perhaps like I think it did.
Can you say the name again? Because I don't think people know.
Anonymous.
ANONYMUZ.
Yeah, Anonymous.
And it's called Urameshi, the last name of the character from Yu Yu Hakusho.
And can you spell that?
Urameshi.
I'm just kidding.
It's on Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah.
It's YU space HAKUSHO.
Write that down. Write that down. Don't forget it.
Anyway,
but yeah, check him out and check out Xavier Wolf.
Yeah.
Preferably his Project X album. Really cool Initial D based concept album. Really sick. A lot of fun.
I say if you have an interest of like hard hip hop with like
anime,
and like if you like Yu Hakusho too, listen to Hiei. If that convinces you to listen to the rest of it, and then just see where he goes. Yeah. And I want him. I didn't finish my thought. If he listens to this, I'd recommend him just to like vary up. Like he definitely has like a sound. Yeah. But he needs to like vary it up a bit, and perhaps it still sound dark, and perhaps the content a little bit. Like I know, like you're a bad dude, and you're fucking sinful, right? And you're doing crazy shit.
Lord,
but like you gotta have like a more of a range of stuff. I think I know it's an EP, 5 songs, but like for a full album, I don't know. Apparently, you're pretty conceptual last time. Yeah. But this, I'm just saying, like maybe next time, if we see what happens, just like. I want to see like a wider. I would love to see a wider variety, And I like the way you integrate, you know, your references to nerdy stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Quick X-Wolf shout out though. You gotta listen to the album Caves too. The collab album with Bones is my favorite piece of work he ever did.
It's a classic.
And just to reference the anime thing, this guy is so about the anime, X-Wolf. When I saw him live, just Team Sesh, the dude came out and played one of his songs. In first performance, he brought out a chair back to the audience and smoked an entire blunt while just watching anime. Didn't turn around once.
Really?
Just the whole audience just sat there like arms crossed. And honestly, I was like, you know, I could be mad, but this is a power play, and this is actually so cool.
What did he watch? You know?
I couldn't tell you. It was. I wish
so
I had. I have a
I
picture.
knew.
I could show you a picture. Maybe get something
Oh,
out
if
of
you
it.
show me a picture, I would
But
know.
it was perfect because it was like one of the hype classic Bones songs where everyone's moshing and like punching each other, but friendly. And then it went from straight like beyond hype to X-Wolf is smoking a blunt backwards, watching anime, and everyone just watched. And he took his time.
It's so interesting. Like
it's cool stuff.
I think it would be an interesting. If we have nothing 1 month or 1 week, we can talk about like hip hop and anime because I think it's a really interesting.
There's a whole
and it's
thing
blowing
there.
up. I'm seeing it more and more to the point where it's not even like I have to turn my head. I'm just like, oh, you like anime, I guess.
It's out here.
The craziest thing to me was when we went. Did you go with me to the Father concert?
Yep.
In Boston?
And just
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
Boston.
Z footage was the background.
Yeah, it was just Dragon Ball Z was playing in the background the whole time. Like that's crazy.
I was like,
Yeah,
no
like-
fucking way. I think I was wearing the Batman shirt too, like accidentally.
that's
and I was
Mondo
like,
cool.
Yeah,
I was like, hell yeah.
That was crazy.
Mondo.
And I don't know. It's like one of those things where like certain animes I think I've hit in like hip hop. Dragon Ball Z for sure. I mean, look at this podcast called Mondo
Called
Cool.
Mondo Cool, which is a Dragon Ball Z reference.
Like,
Yeah, but 100%. We'll definitely have to have like a full on discussion about.
I think
that
it'll be an
these
interesting
days,
one
for sure.
And it's fucking Austin. You should watch.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I think as a person who's, I think also you're interesting from the outside as a person who doesn't know much, but then yet I think a lot of things you listen to might have a lot of like references to.
Very much does. I think I very much. It's funny because as much as I can't tell you anything about anime as a thing, I love the sound and the style of it within hip hop, and I listen to a lot of like shit with just Japanese samples where I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, and I love it.
I get hype. I don't know. Just,
I get
maybe
so
it's
hype.
like the huge nerd in me, but I get hype every time there's like an anime sample before like a song, or like there's what is it? What's the Xxxtentacion song we really like?
Which one?
I love it when they run.
I love it when they run. Yeah,
And it's fucking set to Tokyo Ghoul. The fucking music video,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is so hype! I love this show. I love this song. Yes."
The new first word in the Slump God "Catch Me Outside" song is Naruto.
Yeah.
First word, and I'm like, my guy, we're really out here.
Yeah, I think Naruto might be number 2.
Yeah, Naruto's big up there.
Bleach used to be
go,
big, but then it got
boys.
shitty, and so people stopped referencing it.
Yeah.
Bleach was really big for a bit.
Rob Banks was throwing out Bleach references left and right.
Yeah, and then Bleach got shitty, so they stopped talking about it.
Just like that. Rip. But yeah, let's get on to our next review. We'll save this for our huge anime debate later.
Oh, and the cool kids we talked earlier about.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sir Michael Rocks, plenty of it. Had a monkey named Trunks.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Well, that's crazy.
Wow.
Circling back there.
A monkey named Trunks.
Boom.
Dragon Ball Z, the hip hop anime.
Really hit its stride there. But yeah, so our next review from a guy with an amazing name, Squid Nice 22, coming out of surprisingly.
Basically.
Sounds like Shoe Nice.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
all,
right? Yeah.
That's what I thought too when it's like I thought it was
Yes,
Shoe Nice.
Shoe Nice has got a new album.
Yeah, I was like,
and we're reviewing it.
I was like, okay, let's go Shoe Nice.
But no, Squid Nice coming from surprisingly Staten Island, because this man is full SoundCloud, full this wave of music, and he's from Staten Island, New York, people. This man is very New York, using the ad-libs, which is hella New York right now.
Man.
So he's full New York, but coming out with his debut project, the Kraken EP.
Did you know about him before?
Never heard of him in my life.
Okay, me neither.
Been
I thought it was maybe a you thing.
Nope.
That's what I thought. It would have been
Really?
like you, because he's blown up on SoundCloud.
Okay.
He's got,
If I look when there's a bit on
Man.
on Apple Music, I looked him up. He showed up and I was like, that's
I gotta bring in a bullshit SoundCloud artist like next one of these podcasts.
On the
soon.
related, Famous Dex was there,
Yep.
and a couple other people, and I was like, oh, I guess Austin might know him, but I guess not.
No, I missed it.
But yeah, he's blown up on the scene with a song called Everywhere I Go, which has about 2 million plays on SoundCloud. Also, Trapping by My Lonely.
Okay, that's the one I listened to on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
the
like
first song.
That's like the big hit that he's like blown up with. Trapping by My Lonely also has about 1.8 million. So he's doing pretty good. I first heard him on Chillin' Island, courtesy of Despot, putting him in his mix. And I like him. I like this new project. I think it's pretty solid. It varies a couple different sounds. There's a couple bit that sounds like too generic SoundCloudy. Like there's, I think, The Island where I was like, all right. But there's some songs on here that I'm like, this is dope. I could bump to this at the party. Like, I'm interested in seeing where this guy goes. I think he's got an interesting style. He falls into some weird flows sometimes that I'm really about. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what this guy's gonna do. And I finally watched the music videos to see what he looks like. Weirdly enough, I'd say Squid is a good name for him. Cool. He's got these like dirty like dreads. He just looks like a hood squid. He looks like a hood squid. Like it works.
That's nice.
But yeah, there's definitely some dope songs on here.
Wait, did you say that The Island was your least favorite?
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite.
No way. The one that's like it starts off with like the feature.
Everyday struggle, but we like each other.
Oh my god. Maybe we don't.
First monocle fight.
Yeah, I think it was.
She gon' shake it like a red nose.
Yeah, and then he's got, what is this?
What's
Ain't No Problem or something like that?
The song with the cops.
Which sounds like pop, what I'm going to call pop SoundCloud. Anytime I hear that like high pitched like synth, that bump, bump, that like one night like piano, that shit sounds like just a pop song to me now.
I thought the song was really funny and fun. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Silly.
That's why I liked it.
It's goofy. I wasn't ready.
I liked it.
But yeah, I think it's really interesting.
Nice 22.
Definitely check him
listen
out.
to this?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think?
I thought it sounded like a SoundCloud album.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, that's hard because it sounded like a SoundCloud album. But I think what is the most notable about this entire thing was I listened to it and my review was sounds like a SoundCloud album. And Mark says to me, where do you think this guy's from? And I go, I don't know, Koreatown. Every SoundCloud rapper's from Koreatown. And he goes, Staten Island. Yeah, Florida. And when he said Staten Island, I was like, hello? Like, that's weird. It seems like specifically in the past couple weeks, everybody who's making music out of New York is going boom bap, classic, Brooklyn,
I mean,
weird.
just to put it in perspective,
he didn't sound like Staten Island.
This guy is coming from the same place the Wu-Tang came from. Like, this is where
that
he's
ain't
from.
nothing to fuck with.
And yet, like, this is the music he's making.
This is something I fuck with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was excited.
I'm curious to see where
SoundCloud culture spread into New York.
Please, we're gonna change this. We're gonna change this segment from reviews to the new
the news,
to the new who you should be listening to segment.
Check out Squid Nights.
I do feel bad like reviewing people at this.
Yeah,
level,
I felt kind of barred because me reviewing it. Like, to be honest, I was like, most of it I was just like, okay. That's like, it's just mostly, I guess like. A lot of these SoundCloud rappers, like, I kind of enjoy like the sound of their voice and like the mix with the song. And I think it comes out being fun. But I could clearly just understand everything he was saying the whole time, and it was just way too goofy and stupid sometimes. Just like the way he would just express certain things. It was just like almost like goofy 80s like rap flows.
Oh yeah.
I went to the store. I had 2 poor. It was like literally almost like that at points in like a modern song, and I was like, oh my god, it's like I wish you just mumble so I didn't know what you were saying.
Well, I think we are at this like point now where we've gotten so much of this type of SoundCloud trap where it's just like, all right, talk about selling drugs, how you do that, and like you just there's very much just like a format that people are trying to do to like make hits. And he does kind of fall into that. He does kind of fall into the same thing of just like, I was selling drugs, insert where. I was at this, I'm the plug, I'm doing this.
I think that's why I ended up enjoying The Island, just because it was just like such a goofy out there song. More so than like, even like the verses on it are just so like weird. Yeah. That I was just like, all right, this is different. Like, I'll take it.
There's some goofy moments though that like get me. That like it's just fun. Like so goofy that it's funny.
I mean, Trapping by Myself was it? When he said the hook was going ham. What was it?
But I know you baloney.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's so stupid.
That's the part I didn't like.
Yeah, I was like, this is so stupid.
I don't like that.
Oh my god.
I was like, but he has all of those every once in a while. I'm just like, oh my god, this is like third grade rap. Like.
there's like a part where he's at school and he's like, I'm trapping at school, and he's like, my teacher asked me to show me my work, so I showed her the perks, like, you know, the work is in his drugs, and I was like, that's funny, kinda, but like, yeah, just like goofy.
I like that shit.
I like that I remember.
What was the song with the cops? I thought that was a fun, nice, good song.
I think I remember that song too.
I know what you're talking about.
We're here for a show.
But there was like a point
what?
Where, maybe there was like a point where I wish like he'd work perhaps like on rapping a little better, or like at least different, and more. I guess just like a little higher, not do ham and bologna.
that was bad. That was bologna.
I think he either needs to do two things, right? He needs to either step up his lyricism a little bit, or most of this album is produced by some guy, A-Law, and I think it's making him samey by being produced by this other guy.
I just forgot stuff because it just mixed in with each other.
It's all just like one particular sound. Because I feel like a Lil Pump, like this Lil Pump changing up his lyricism or doing anything. No, it's just various repetitive things. But the beats change and there's different stuff that like helps you.
I want him to take more charge sometimes. Sometimes I feel like he just laid back a little too much.
His voice does allow him to fade under that.
Yeah, just because the beat's so strong and his voice gets taken over, and then like I'm just hearing the beat, or I hear his stupid lyrics. It's like one or the other. So like. There's some songs that I have to admit that they're fun and catchy. Yeah. But as a whole, I was like, dude, you have to work on some stuff, and you clearly have like sort of a SoundCloud, like, and you have an interesting aesthetic, and I don't know. I feel like I maybe can't analyze this probably because I felt like I fell into it and I just forgot. Like 6 tracks went by, and I was just like, oh, fuck. I was like, oh, whoops. Yeah. So
that's what happened to me actually. I remember listening to this,
and I was like halfway through. And I actually forgot I was listening to music. I'm like very serious. I was playing a game, and it was good. And I legitimately forgot I was listening to music. I was like, oh fuck, I have to pay attention to this. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna focus, and I'm playing my game again. And like I just lost it. But it was good. It was good. It was just a generic SoundCloud album.
And I think this is kind of like, I talked about it a little, like a couple episodes back, but I think this is going to be like the downside of this new era we're in, where it's based on streaming and not album sales. Because now, I mean, it just seemed like he's just searching for a hit song in this. Like,
he's trying to get one.
Just something that's going to play a bunch. And so we're getting these kind of like not really conceptual albums, but just like a bunch of songs that could be a hit. It depends.
One thing I did remember, I'm glad I actually listened to the Ski Master Slump God tape, because when I was listening to parts of this, I was like, wow, this guy like trying to be discount version of him sometimes. Yeah. But you're not as crazy, your voice isn't as cool, and you can't rap as well. So like, I'm like, oh man. So I'll say, dude, find your own little lane. Very up your production. You can clearly make catchy songs.
Squid Nice 22.
Just like, I don't know, push yourself more.
Yeah,
I guess.
Like
I know you're probably. Is he successful? Sorry, is he successful?
He's got, like I say, he's got a couple songs that are in the millions. So that's pretty good. Music videos, I think his highest is like in the hundreds of thousands. But so he's there. He's enough to get put on Fader and Pigeons and Planes. Cool. So he's like exposed enough, but he's still very much in this like up and coming underground, and this is his first ever project. So he's got time to grow. Yeah. Right now he's just got his fan base, but we'll see where he goes from here. Is kind of where he's at. So we'll see. Decent.
I think just to say, like, I feel like almost like after this podcast I'll just forget. Like, I won't even, and then you'll tell me an album comes out.
That's
like,
me too.
Okay. I was just like,
right now, he's the guy who did Everywhere I Go. Like, that song is like fully stuck in my head, but like a lot of the other ones, I'm like, I need a refresher. But so we'll see. He's got his one like or one or two hits.
Again, just because it's funny. It's just saying it out loud just makes me laugh. It's just,
it's really silly. But let's get into some of the bigger names that we talked about last week, and now it's Austin's turn because he was gone.
I was screaming at the laptop.
So let's see what your thoughts are and kind of what's happened, because the album sales are in.
Yeah,
and that's something worth talking about in and of itself.
I have a minor update on one review.
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm not gonna tell you which one.
All right,
it's a surprise. Keep listening, folks.
Okay.
All right. Well, Austin, let's start.
Real quick.
Go with what you want to go
first. I was so excited by your guys' review last week because I was like. All I could yell was fair. Like, all of it was very fair. You guys, you handled it and reviewed it perfectly. I'm gonna start with X. I loved it.
Of course you did.
I'm the audience for it. He doesn't care about your money. He cares about your loyalty, and I am at this point a loyal fan of X. I love the guy. I really do.
You mean he doesn't care about your loyalty?
And that's when I was sold. I love that shit. I bought this album in first class on a plane because I was like, I'm feeling bougie.
Wow, that's
I got a free drink
ballin'.
in my hand. I'm fucking front seat of the plane. I'm buying an album today. And I did. And I downloaded it on the way we were pushing back. And the plane starts to take off. And I hear, if you bought this album, thank you so much. I don't care about your money. I can't understand your accent. And I loved it. Because, like,
raw
Jesus.
in his room. Yeah.
I am so right now realizing really one thing that I love about this podcast is I feel like we're all kind of discovering exactly what we like about certain things. At least myself, I'm finding like this is what I really like and this is what I don't like because people are hearing my opinions and telling me like, oh, you just don't like produced things. And I'm at a point now where I don't like underground rappers making really produced albums. And so to hear this guy open his first like album with a song recorded on fucking, I don't know,
His
photo
phone?
booth.
Yeah, or photo
booth, and then he took out the video in Final Cut 7 and just exported an AAC, and it was like, it's done.
Which song was this?
The intro, where he talks about...
Yeah.
You can tell it's just him in a dark room, just
Oh,
talking.
I didn't even consider that. I just considered an intro to a song. Sorry, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Oh, no,
Jocelyn's
totally.
Song, Flower.
The first song, Jocelyn Flowers, or whatever.
I thought
Which
you were talking about
Flores?
Flores, yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, passed Taylor Swift on singles on iTunes, which I was like, good. Fuck yeah.
Because, yeah, I think that's the thing, too, I really want to acknowledge. Is two things I wanted to acknowledge that I didn't really get into the first time. But one, I think it is, like, great in terms of, like, this is, wow. Like, he's talking about suicide. He's talking about things that do hit this community. It very much hits, like, the hip-hop community. It very much hits black people. And I feel like it's great that we have a song that just talks about killing yourself head on and, like, how to deal with those emotions. And I think that is really important. And I'm really glad that he did that. And I'm, like, shouts out to him. And I think another thing is, like, in terms of the rawness and how, like, not produced it is and how it's really just done by himself, no label whatsoever. I'm just going to say it. The album sales came in. This thing did 87,000 on the charts. His first ever project, not produced at all, 21 minutes. That's crazy because what that means is it's purely his fan base and purely the people listening to him. Yeah. And to do those numbers, to do, like, what Tyler did on, like, Wolf, like, on your first project, like, that's crazy. Like, that's very impressive, and that's, like, shouts out.
And it wasn't an album with the sound that his big single was anywhere close to. Right. Which I thought was, like, a critical piece to that, too. To sell, I think it's like 89 or some shit now, because I was watching, he called into the No Jumper on FaceTime, and just, like, talked for a while. And Adam22 said, hey, man, what do you think about the numbers? 89,000 albums sold by this point. And he goes,
like, I don't care.
He said, I don't care about the numbers, I care about the loyalty. And I was like, fuck, wow, this guy is, like, legitimately either a cult leader or he really cares, and I think both. He is so, like, he's doing his own thing right now. And, man, the first song, Jocelyn Flores, I was like, fuck, this is amazing. And then I heard the third song, Depression and Obsession. I went, oh, no, please don't do the rest of the album like this. And I was happy to say that was my least favorite song, and we moved on. And then we got to Fuck Love, which a lot of people were like, I don't fuck with it.
I actually like Fuck Love.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I actually like
Trippie Redd on the come up real quick. Speaking of SoundCloud raps, Trippie Redd, we're going to be hearing a lot from him in the next year.
Oh, 100%.
But Fuck Love, that, like, samples thing that's going on, I bought it. Hey, it's just so good, man. I need you in my life, in my life. I love that shit. Yeah. Dude, I was so in that shit. When it hit that song, I'm like, I like it. Good album. Like, that's what sold it to me. And I was so beyond excited. There's a lot of songs on this that I wouldn't say are filler because this 22-minute album had no time for filler. True. But there were a lot of just background songs, which I think was cool because I don't know, as someone who can't pay attention to anything, like, I like when I'm really jamming to a thing and then I can, like, ease back into, like, doing something else while I'm still listening to it. But then when it can catch my attention again and get me back in the game, this album did that multiple times and I was pumped. The only thing that I think was the biggest, like, one of the biggest critiques of this, and this isn't about his album, but this is about the era we live in, we have to judge this album differently because it's an album.
Right.
And that sucks
because so many people would have fucked with this if it was a playlist or a mixtape. And like, damn, I hate that we live in a world where we have to change our opinions on a sound based on what we call it.
I mean, I guess that's just like on me, because I'm just like, this is an album.
No,
like,
it's on me too.
Like, I'm supposed to pay for this. It's supposed to be like a full length thing,
everybody.
and like. But I mean, we live in a different world now, and I mean, it's all about streaming and different things. Because like,
it is
not to discredit like his sales, because it happened for Uzi too. But like, the streaming puts it at like 87,000, right?
Oh yeah.
Traditional album sales, it's like 20,000.
Way less.
So like it's like something where you like laugh at them if that was like their numbers.
Yeah.
But it's because like the streaming is like the big number, and that's what counts now. So it's like a whole new thing, but it's just like wild that's the
and
world we live in
he is
now.
Building a loyal fan base to the point where he had to cancel a Tampa show that was going to be like free.
Yeah, because it was
literally
wild.
like 5,000, 6,000 people showed up. And he just couldn't do it, to the point where when he was driving away, they broke his driver's side mirror.
Yeah.
They broke the mirror on his car, and he had to cancel it, and he was bummed. But like, this guy legitimately is not about the numbers. He's actually about the loyalty, and as someone who really cares about the culture over, I don't know which studio you made it in, this guy's really in it the most. Yeah. And I was so pumped to hear that.
And like our chat saying, he's just really good at PR. He's really good at building hype. PR. Just everything he does just causes like a huge like uproar that just gets all eyes on him. And it's just like crazy that he's just consistently doing it.
But yeah, man, I liked it. I'm gonna give it a Mondo good. Not Mondo cool.
Mondo good? Oh, come on.
Good.
That's a high cool.
That's a high cool.
You can't put the Mondo.
I'll give it a high cool. I'll give it a high cool. High cool.
All right, and then let's get into Lil Uzi, who's kind of the other big.
Yeah. Okay. I'm into it. I liked it a lot. I don't know. I feel like Lil Uzi had a lot to live up to with this one because he's put out so many projects throughout the years. But this was his first one where like everyone and their sister was going to listen to it. And as much as this isn't his first work, I think this was his first work in the mainstream, and it did what is like the most exciting thing for me right now, which is kind of sad in hip hop, where it didn't disappoint me. And that's a success, I feel like. When you're putting out like albums, there's so much pressure now to the point where even Drake's calling it a playlist, and that's fine. But like, this was good. There's a lot of fun like classic Lil Uzi songs on it. There's nothing on here that makes me like lose my face, but I really liked it a lot as well. And I don't have much to say besides good.
This is the one I changed on a little.
Oh,
okay.
I listened to this again. And I actually ended up liking it a little more than I did before.
Same. The more I've listened.
I'd go back and move it to low I.
Okay. Oh, because you gave it a butt, right?
I gave it a high butt.
Yeah, wow. All right, so you give it a low cool.
Or
low I. I'm sorry, a low I. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I listened to it just because I listened to a couple songs and I was like, I think I like all of your songs so far. And I looked down and it was like the Pharrell song. I was like, this is pretty far in this album.
Right.
And I've enjoyed it as background music, and it's been not like grating to me. Like it's grown on me more so. Yeah. So like I can still see like how somebody could find it like it's pretty easy to see as someone finding it obnoxious.
Oh yeah, it's very obnoxious, and that's what I think I like about it.
But
I like it.
I don't know. It's like once you like adapt to it, it almost it's like fun to listen to.
Right.
Like that was the second song 4 plus whatever the math.
4 plus 2 equaling
666.
Yeah.
Lucifer.
Yeah. That song's a great song to run to. Breathe in, breathe out. I was like, ooh, that's like a running song.
Oh wow!
There's plenty of hype tracks.
Yeah, there's like a lot of good little jams, and I still like the Paramore song is my favorite one still.
Yeah, that one's pretty sick.
I think that's the best one.
Man. And I think as far as like comparing him to like how I feel, where you're like. People often compare artists to the wrong people. Mm-hmm. So I think what you should do for Uzi Vert is compare him to his freshman class. Right?
I would agree.
And he has had the biggest release out of anyone out of that freshman class with Lil Yachty, 21 Savage, Kodak, all of them. He's hitting, where we at here, 150,000 for his sales in direct. Oh my god! In terms of pure album sales, we're at 28, but streaming 135,000 for a total of 150,000. I mean, that's pretty crazy off of basically the strength of EXO Tour Life and I mean the album in general. But he's really actually like proven that he's ahead of his group, ahead of his peers. That is the biggest debut, and those numbers in general put him in the big leagues. I mean, that's over Tyler. That's over a lot of people that we put at the top right now. So
yeah,
it's putting them in a whole new. That's putting them in a whole new space.
I think it's definitely people haven't recognized that. Like, I think like the emo type crowd, we can name with Lil Peep and stuff. Like just like that group has been
emo
like
forever.
They got stuck almost with like Fall Out Boy and whatnot. But then if you go to like emo night here in Los Angeles and stuff, like they'll play like Lil Peep, they'll play Lil Uzi Vert and stuff. And it's like, I think it's found a new audience with them.
That's making it more widespread.
Yeah, because that shit, they've been clamoring for something, and like emo music has like just sucked, I guess. So like the most interesting that come out of it are the Lil Peeps, the Lil Uzi Verts, the fucking. Because
it's a lot cooler to like look at someone like a Lil Uzi or a Lil Peep compared to what's the Patrick guy from Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think people,
four dudes that look like every other band.
Yeah.
No, there's the one dude people like.
Face in the picture.
It's the guy with the tattoos. Not
Which
the,
one?
Not the nerd. No, there's one guy that like everyone liked, and it wasn't
Fall Out Boy?
Christopher Drew. No, that's Never Shot Never.
It wasn't the singer. It was like the bassist dude who wrote. He's the guy who actually writes the songs. I think he's the one that. If you watch it, I think that's him. I think that's him. He's the one that spins around. Probably. You know when they play? I remember I saw him play live in like Jimmy Kimmel or something, and they just spin around. like I was like, what the fuck is this?
You gotta spin around a little bit.
But yeah, I feel like that crew has definitely been like looking for something.
I think so.
And this has definitely struck a chord. I mean, take a note. Like we went to that party. Remember the
warehouse?
We went to?
Yeah.
Like they're playing like initially Krayshawn and a bunch of
hip-hop.
modern hip hop songs. But then towards the end, they start playing really old emo songs.
That's when it got the most intense.
Yeah, they played like old emo songs, and everyone fucking started going crazy.
Lost it.
So yeah, I don't know. I think there was an untapped market here, and we're gonna see a huge trend of this type of music.
It's exciting. I don't know. I think Uzi is someone that people discount because they're like, oh, he sounds like SoundCloud. But I think a lot of the time, legitimately, we're at a point where SoundCloud sounds like him. I think like when you're saying like, oh, he sounds like SoundCloud, it's like, yeah, because he is the sound. Like,
so do you agree with kind of the start of the album where he's like, I raised a lot of you. I'm the one that started this whole shit.
That's what I was so happy to hear that because I feel like most rappers are like, you're all my sons and everything. But legitimately, I think so many people are going for the Uzi flow, and he can and should take credit for a lot of what SoundCloud sound is. He's the first to get
I was gonna say, is he
on
the
fucking
first to
radio.
do the Yah flow?
As a number one at least. He brought Yah into like actual radio. And like I think he's not a sheep, he is the shepherd. He is pushing all the SoundCloud sheeps wherever they need to go.
People love him too, all those producers.
And he looks good constantly. There's videos of that guy just like walking on the street, and he's like just looking good constantly.
People hate on the like emo dances too, but I love that.
Huh? What? I love his face.
It's great.
I love how, and that's just him. That's not like a show. He's constantly doing the.
Yeah, he's constantly doing that.
Ooh, oh shit! Like,
I love the point.
Oh, like the finger pointing.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Also point out, like,
he's got the sauce.
Exo Tour Life and stuff. You can look it up. There's like a bunch of like emo band covers of that song.
I'm sure.
It's like
the lyrics are what you'd expect. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I feel, I don't know, if you hate this wave. If you hate this type of music, there's gonna be a wave, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
It's coming.
Like I've been like,
we got people
it's
Joey Badass for you.
It's been like a mixed bag for me so far. So hopefully it stays good rather than bad.
Fair enough.
Woof. Damn.
Well, them's the facts. Yeah, them's the facts. I think that's about gonna wrap this one up here, y'all.
Fair facts.
So I'm glad we finally got your thoughts on that.
Thank you.
We finally did it.
I needed to get those out. I feel much better.
Hell yeah. Well, shouts out to the chat for rocking with us. Shouts out to everyone who's listening.
Twitch.tv.
Shouts out to you at home. Make sure you tune in live Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Pacific time. We are out here to be here with you, give you extra content, the art, what's here for you. Come through. But we're gonna wrap this out. Of course, I'm your boy Mark Lane, aka @SomeBlackKid2087. Don't even know my own @ Hit me up. We can be friends. I promise.
Hi.
Yeah. And on my left we have
I'm Enrique. Don't hit me up. I'm not gonna be friends with you.
Hate you. Little bitch.
Yeah.
And on the right we got
@Austin. You can hit me up. Maybe.
Oh, he's gonna go with the neutral route.
I'll see it. I'll consider the like. We'll see. But I do see it.
Maybe.
I might like it.
You do peep?
I take a look. I take a little peep.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Help me, people. All right, y'all. Well, this has been episode 8 of the Mondo Cool podcast.
Mondo.
Cool.
So have a good ass night, people. Love you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck